I love my family, but I just want to do my own thing. Just have all these ideas in my head. Just gotta get them out.
Then do it, Michael. Not a little boy anymore.
There's been a lot of noise around Michael, a lot of negativity, a lot of people calling it a disaster before they even saw it. But after watching it myself, I realized something. This isn't the movie people are describing, and it's definitely not the disaster the reviews are painting. In fact, Michael might be one of the strongest musical biopics in years. Not perfect, not flawless, but absolutely not the train wreck people are pretending it is. What surprised me the most was Jaafar Jackson. He doesn't imitate Michael, he doesn't mimic him. He doesn't do the tribute act thing that so many biopics fall into. He embodies him. There's a weight to his performance, a vulnerability, a physicality, a quiet sadness that feels lived in, not performed. It's controlled, it's emotional, and it's shockingly natural. This is one of the best casting choices I have seen in a biopic in a long time. And then there's Colman Domingo as Joe Jackson. He's intimidating, he's tragic, and he's human. He gives the film its emotional spine. This isn't a cartoon villain, even though on the surface it looks like it. He's a complicated father, a man that pushed too hard, loved too intensely, and damaged the very thing he was trying to build. Domingo brings nuance to a role that could have easily been one note. And the movie is stronger because of it. One thing I was very much so looking forward to in the movie was the musical numbers. And this is where the movie surprised me. The musical sequences aren't just recreations. They're cinematic set pieces. And Anton Fuqua, he directs them with rhythm, with intention and emotional context. And with a sense of scale and spectacle that actually feels earned. The cinematography is stellar. Clean compositions, controlled lighting. A visual language that respects both the myth and the man. There's a clarity to the images, a confidence that a lot of biopics just don't have. And the production design. Rich, textured, lived in. Every era feels authentic. Every space feels like it has history. Nothing feels like a cheap recreation. This is a well-crafted film, and that is something that the discourse is completely ignoring. I did of course have some weaknesses with the movie. The Jackson 5 as a whole, they feel underdeveloped. They are present, but they are not explored. But here's the thing. This movie isn't about the group. It's about Michael and Joe. And in that narrow emotional focus, it works. Now, the big talking point online is that the movie skims over the allegations about Michael Jackson. But the movie actually ends before the first allegations appear. The movie ends in 1988. You can't skip over something that has not occurred yet in the timeline. And they had it planned that they would have something that would touch on those allegations and have them brought in somehow. But the Michael Jackson estate missed that there is a clause that prohibits them from portraying the people that came with the first allegations in a movie. So it's because of legal reasons and not avoidance, it's just chronology. People are reviewing the movie they expected, not the movie that exists. This is where I want to be very clear. Most of the negative reviews aren't about the filmmaking. They are about the idea of the movie, the discourse, the cultural weight, the expectations. But if you judge the film on its craft, on its performances, on its direction, its cinematography, its production design, it's far stronger than the current narrative suggests. This is a well-made film caught in a storm of preconceived opinions. And yes, you can still dislike what is presented in the movie and how it's told when it comes to the craft itself. Because it's not a perfect movie, it's not. Other than the points that I mentioned before, the ending might feel a bit rushed, or kind of feel like it's left up in the air. But if this movie does well in the box office, we will get a part 2 and maybe a part 3. So this isn't the whole story, this is early years Michael Jackson. His golden years. Michael isn't flawless, but it's absolutely not the awful biopic people are portraying it as. It's emotional, it's cinematic, and it's focused. And it's carried by two exceptional performances, by Jaafar Jackson and Colman Domingo. I am giving Michael an 8 out of 10. If you watch it for what it is, a story about a father and a son, about pressure, talent, trauma, and legacy. You might be surprised how powerful it actually is. I just think there has been a bias in the media about Michael Jackson for many years. Everything that gets produced about him that's negative is applauded, and everything that gets produced that sheds a positive light on him is panned. And I'm not trying to defend the allegations, far from it. But I'm not trying to hide them either. It's a well-known fact that he was accused of doing things, and that he was freed in court. It's not something that this movie is just trying to hide. It just takes place in a time period where those things didn't happen yet. And I really do think that something is off when the Rotten Tomato score is 27%. That's low for even some of the worst movies ever made. And this movie just isn't one of the worst movies ever made. It's far, far from it. I think critics should focus on critiquing a movie, critiquing the craft, not bring their personal opinions into the equation. You critique what's in the movie, what's in the script, what the movie is. You are not critiquing what you hoped to see, what you didn't get, especially when there is a logical reason for that not being in the movie. Because when you critique those things, you're not really critiquing the movie, you're not really a critic, you're just sharing your opinion. And to some that may be the same thing, but it's really not. If you didn't like the movie as a movie, that's totally fine. But to call it one of the worst biopics ever is just a very big stretch. The movie does feel rushed in parts, and it does have some smaller pacing issues. But all those issues put together doesn't really make it one of the worst movies ever made, and not even one of the worst biopics ever made. And that's all I have to say about Michael as of now. As you may have noticed, I have a new intro and a new visual style, a new logo and banner that I will be using from now on, to have a more cohesive visual style on this channel. So if you liked this video, please like, share and subscribe. This has been KinoThink. Thank you for watching.